We're giving up comfort, privacy, and space, all to save up for our first investment property. Here's exactly how we're doing it. Most people think that we're crazy, but we're giving up our apartment and trading it for a trailer in order to save money and buy real estate. It's not what most people would do, but it might just end up being the greatest decision that we ever make. Hi, my name is Cody. I'm 24 and I own my own construction company with my father. And me and my girlfriend are about to make a huge jump. We're giving up our $2,100 a month apartment in order to live the trailer life, save money, and buy a multifamily property. We're going all in on the bigger goal, financial freedom. Our plan is to live rent-free for the next year, save aggressively, and buy our first investment property with an FHA loan. So yeah, we're moving into a trailer. It's not fancy, it's not huge, but it has everything that we would need. And the best part, it's rent-free. Every single month that we're in it, we're saving $2,000. That's $24,000 in 1 year, back into our pocket rather than the landlord's. We'll still get to cook, we'll still get to clean, take showers, watch TV, hang out, but just in a smaller space. But it's gonna let us build our future way faster than it would be if we were to stay comfortable in this apartment. Here's how it works. We're using an FHA loan. An FHA loan is a government-backed loan that allows you to only have to pay 3.5% on your down payment, instead of a conventional loan being 20%. But there's a catch to that. You have to live in one of the units for 1 year. And that may sound daunting to some, but there is some loopholes in that. You have to live in your duplex or triplex or fourplex for a year, but you just have to live there more than you're not. So you could rent it out on Airbnb for 100 days out of the year and still be fully legal inside of the FHA loan. So we live in the Pierce County, King County area of Washington, which, if you know anything about, is horrible from the housing prices. So our first purchase on a multifamily property will probably end up being a duplex. The payment's most likely gonna be anywhere from $3,500 to $4,000 a month. So with a renter covering most likely $2,000 of that, we're still gonna have a pretty hefty rent at the end of the month, but the key thing is that rent is going towards our pockets and not someone else's. Once we can move out at the end of the year and move someone else in that pays our portion of the rent, we'll have a multifamily property that's fully paying for itself. So by the end of it, the renters will end up paying our mortgage. And then eventually we can pull all that equity back out and buy another FHA loan multifamily property and just rinse and repeat. There's ways you can use FHA loans again, but I think our best bet is just to go into conventional, just because we're not gonna be wanting to flip around duplexes every year and live in them. So after the second one, we're probably most likely gonna stick to conventional and not have to live in it for a year, just because we already have cash flow coming in and we don't necessarily need the 3.5% down payment anymore. We can cover the 20% just fine. This is called house hacking, if you've heard of it before. It's really the quickest way to go from renting to owning and building wealth in your 20s. Our goal is to save 55K. That 55K will cover the 3.5% down and the closing costs, and gives us a little bit of a safety net, which is always good. And it's good for the lenders because they like to see that you have a surplus of cash rather than just enough. But for now, before any of that, we're giving up our privacy, we're giving up our space, and we're giving up our comfort, but it's all about delayed gratification. If you can learn delayed gratification young, I truly believe that you are miles ahead of this generation. Dana White said it best. This generation is so easy to win. People don't want to put in the work. They don't want to have delayed gratification because they want it now. It's so easy to go out and buy that white picket fence house, start a family, settle down, work your job, and not have to deal with real estate and numbers and being a landlord and renters, because that stuff is a headache. It really is a headache, and people don't want to do it. But to get where you want to be, you have to do the things that others aren't willing to do. And that's exactly what me and Kylie are doing. We're ready to risk it all. We're gonna move into the trailer, we're gonna save money, and we're gonna buy multifamily properties. And you can mark my words right now. This will happen, because if you set your mind to something and you work hard for it, and it's all that you can think of, live and breathe it, there's nothing that can get in your way. These ideas that flow into your mind, and it may not be house hacking, it may be It may be basketball, maybe you like to play frisbee or something. Who knows? Those are passions. Those are God-given things. Those aren't just something that pop into your mind. That's your destiny. I truly believe, not to get all religious on you guys, but your story is already written, and no matter what you do, you will never stray away from that story. Everyone has a script. God has a plan for all of us, and that's already written in time. And there's nothing that you can do to stop it. And I truly believe that these feelings and these thoughts that come into your mind are God just planting a seed. Like this is the turn you're supposed to make, or this is the sacrifice you're supposed to make. And those are huge things that you need to jump on because they set you apart. But we won't dive too far in that. We're downsizing our stuff. We are gonna have to break our lease, which is about $4,000. You hear $4,000 and that sounds like a really pricey number, but when you really break the numbers down, we can pay $4,000 now, or we can pay $12,000 later when the lease is up at the end of February. And it just makes sense now to just jump on this opportunity. We're not young forever, and we're not always gonna have these opportunities. So I'm just a big believer in just risk it all. We could do nothing right for the next 5 years and still be totally okay and able to restart. We're young, we have time. That's our greatest gift, we have time. And if we play it safe, we're just gonna end up like everyone else. That's not what I'm here to do. Honestly, it's scary. We're breaking our lease, we're betting on ourselves, and we're taking this leap of faith that we don't have 100% confidence in. But like I said, you gotta take risks. You gotta jump on every opportunity that you can when you're young because you have time. Time is the greatest gift. When you're 50, you might not be able to do something like this just because it could potentially ruin the last years that you have. This could all go south. And in 10 years, I could be a totally different person. And all of this could just be a learning experience. And great, I'm gonna go into my next venture with knowledge of what happened last time. And that's why failure is such a good thing, because it teaches you lessons that you didn't know before. And it just makes you better for your next try. Over the next year, we're documenting everything. Trailer life, van life, traveling, budgeting, house hunting, talking to lenders, searching for properties, and the grand slam, buying our first multifamily property. And by no means am I a financial expert. I just research this. I read books, I watch YouTube, I do whatever I can to learn this stuff because I am so interested in it, and I know that this is the path that we're destined for, and I'm gonna do whatever it takes to get into multifamily properties. Over the next year, you're gonna see a lot of traveling, maybe a little bit less just because we're gonna try to save some money, but you're gonna see some van life, you're gonna see some trailer life, you're gonna see some farm vlogs probably. You're gonna see the whole journey, because I honestly don't know what I'm doing. And I know that some of you guys out there also are in the same position where you want to jump into this and you have no idea where to start. And that's exactly where I was. And I wish there was someone that showed every step of their journey from when they were nothing to when they owned 20 rental properties. There just doesn't seem like there's a lot of that out there, and they don't show a lot of the in-between. You see when they win already, and it's like, it means nothing to learn from someone when they've already won, you know what I mean? They obviously have the recipe what it takes to succeed, but you gotta see the come up story. And that's what I want to document over the next year and a half, is the ins and out of all of this. And I know I haven't been super consistent with my YouTube so far. I've been crazy busy with my business and just trying to balance everything with traveling. I'm gonna try to get out maybe one video a week. Maybe it's one video every 2 weeks, depending on what's going on. So if you're into real estate, you're into saving money, you're into van life, you're into trailer life, you're into farm vlogs, it's gonna be a mix of everything. It's just gonna be my life documented as it is, because we're learning as we go as well, and we honestly don't know what we're doing. So we're excited to share our journey with you guys. It's gonna be full of good, bad, and whatever's in between. So if that sounds something you guys be interested in, stay tuned and hit that subscribe button. Thank you guys for watching. I'm Cody, and this is just the beginning.